The H1B guy here, and I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who has watched one of my videos so far. The H1B guy news from this past Friday is the most watched video on this channel in less than just 3 days. I'm going to take that as a sign to just keep doing what I'm doing, but really from the bottom of my heart, thank you. For today's post, we are going to cover the history of the H-1B visa Part 4, and we'll cover President George W. Bush's administration's impact on immigration with the signing of two separate trade agreements and the Omnibus Appropriations Act of 2005, which included the H-1B Visa Reform Act of 2004. On September 3rd of 2003, President George W. Bush signed into law both the U.S.-Singapore Free Trade Agreement and the U.S.-Chile Free Trade Agreement. Why is this so important? Well, it's because it created an H-1B1 visa for citizens of both Singapore and Chile. It made them both eligible for a maximum stay of 18 months. However, it can be renewed indefinitely, and it does require a specialty occupation, a degree, and an employee-employer requirement. It is, however, more lenient in its requirements and allows for some applicants who may not qualify for an H-1B. Numbers do vary on the total fiscal quota allotment, which is anywhere between 5,400 to 6,800. All claimed H-1B1s are deducted from the 65,000 fiscal year cap, but all unclaimed visas go back into the general pool. H-1B1s are considered dual intent, and therefore any adjustment of status is considered a significant risk. So here we see the creation of a new work visa due to two different free trade agreements. The first with Singapore and then the second with Chile. The H-1B1 is really, it's a great work visa if you're a citizen of either Singapore or Chile and you possess that specialty occupation, right? As we've been talking about a lot, science, technology, engineering, mathematics specifically. So let's fast forward a little bit to about a year later, December 8th, 2004. Signed by President George W. Bush, the Consolidated Appropriations Act of 2005, known as the Omnibus Appropriations Act of 2005, included the H-1B Visa Reform Act of 2004 in Title IX. This act became the successor to many of the previous laws regarding H-1B visas, dating all the way back to the Immigration Act of 1990 through the AC-21 of 2000. The act reduced the fiscal quota from 195,000 to 65,000, which we still see today, and created a completely additional category of 20,000 visas for applicants who have earned a master's degree or higher from a U.S.-based institution. The Hcl Cap Lottery Timeline was also established, allowing for cases to be submitted beginning in March 8th of 2005 and selections occurring the first week of April for the fiscal year of 2006. And as we've talked about, that's October 1st of 2005. The filing fee owed was adjusted based on the number of employees working for the petitioner. Companies with 26 or more full-time employees were now required to pay a $1,500 filing fee, and companies with less than 26 employees were required to pay a $750 filing fee. Of course, nonprofits were exempt from the application fee, and the allocation of the money collected between the various U.S. agencies was adjusted. An additional, quote, anti-fraud fee of $500 was also added, except for those applying for a 3-year extension. Premium processing now became an option for an additional $1,000 processing fee, but it did come with a guaranteed return time. Over the past 15 years, premium processing has proved to be one of the most profitable fees imposed by USCIS. The 95% rule was eliminated. Employers were now required to pay 100% of the prevailing wage determination listed on the LCA. The Department of Labor was given more authority to investigate compliance and abuse issues, and employers were provided formal defense lines, including good faith compliance defense and recognized industry standards defense. As you can see, President George W. Bush's administration definitely had a significant impact on shaping our current immigration system. As we can see, he signed 4 different pieces of legislation between 2002 and 2004, which had an impact on our current immigration system. Let's go back to the post on the H1Bguy.com where we answered the question, how was USCIS founded? Well, it was a result of the Homeland Security Act of 2002, which was signed into law on November 25th of 2002. And then we see the two, free trade agreements between Singapore and Chile. And then we see the Omnibus Appropriations Act, okay? The way in which the H-1B is regulated today goes back directly to the creation of USCIS and the continuation and increase of the fee-based model with the addition of the $500 anti-fraud fee, which was signed into law with the Omnibus Appropriations Act. By my quick math, the H-1B Visa Reform Act of 2004, which was Title IX as part of the Omnibus Appropriations Act, enacted fees on employers with more than 26 employees, a $1,500 filing fee, a $500 anti-fraud, and if premium processing was selected, although that cost could be passed down to the beneficiary, we're talking around $3,000 per filing at the end of 2004 and the beginning of 2005. So let's think about that. For every case filed in the end of 2004 and the beginning of 2005, it cost $3,000 just in filing fees if premium processing was selected as an option. Very interesting to see how the fee-based model of USCIS and specifically premium processing being its key revenue generator. Did you know that there was an H-1B visa for highly skilled citizens of Singapore and Chile? What do you think about the increase of the fee-based model imposed by USCIS in 2004? For the full post on the history of the H-1B Visa Part 4, please check out the H1Bguy.com. And I wanted to mention tomorrow, be on the lookout for a new post and video titled The H1B Guy Unfiltered. This is going to be where we will cover the most recent updates on USCIS furloughs, a couple of stories from individuals who have reached out to me in the last few weeks, and a recruiter rant about working with third-party vendors. For more on that, please check back here tomorrow. As always, please like and subscribe to the H1B Guy, your global source for all things H1B.